Good day and welcome to Millbrook Arena for Arenalacrosseleague action between the Six Nations Snipers, who are 0-4, and the Peterbprough Timbermen, 3-2, although 0-2 at home. I'm Matthew Carrick alongside Scott Arnold. And Scott, I think the big story here, no Dustin Hill for Six Nations, no Thomas Kizak for Peterborough.
No, two big goalies out of the lineup right now. Obviously, Kizak has been relied on by the Timbermen all season long, so we'll see what happens in their back end.
I was told, though, that they don't have a starter and a backup. They have two starters, as they'll go with Ethan Woods, who will stare down this first possession as the Snipers go right to left here in the first period wearing white. And their first shot bounces off the far boards. It's going to turn into a 3-on-2 back the other way. Gasparetti in on Jackson Longboat, and Gasparetti ran through the crease after that save on the opening possession for the Timbermen, who are on a two-game win streak in a very tightly packed Arenalacrosseleague standings. They're trying to keep pace with the top two or three teams. Another through the crease on a Timberman player. By the way, your officials Matt Gavin, Eddie Fines, and Alex Wagner. As Tyler Van Every backs his way over center, Gasparetti all over him, goes down the bench. Couple of players looking for a call there, but it was never going to happen as the ball rolls into the corner. Bryn Rice leading in most of the offensive categories for the Timbermen, puts it in the corner, and Goddard on his way through got knocked down and touched in the crease, which turns it over here for Andrew Vredenberg, who thought he sniffed a breakaway but will now pull out. Sid Palace over the top. Also missing for the Snipers, Ty Argent, Ross Hill, Wes Whitlow, amongst others, three of their top five offensive point getters. Ryan Patterson will slow it down for Jared Downey. Fifth in the league in assists is Downey with 16 coming in. Ball to the outside, wheeling over the top. Running shot there from Vaughn Harris. Save from Longboat. A rebound goes into the corner. It'll be a fresh 30 here for the Timbermen. Cole Hanrahan to Hartley, cuts through and scores.
Timbermen getting things started early, and you'll see Hartley involved in a lot of the offense here today. And he's able to find the back of the net. Nice ball movement from the Timbermen. And then Hartley with the finish just over a minute into this opening quarter.
So Hartley goes to the top corner. We go back to the face-off dot. Ben Doherty against Kenori Sugahara. As this one's going to roll in front of the Snipers bench. Picked off, though, as they try and send it out. Parker Sands back to Rice. His low shot handled by Longboat. Longboat then the quick up to center. One touch to Ron Squire. Bouncing shot, and Josh Miller. He has 7 goals already on the season through the first 4 games. Bouncing out of the corner, the Timbermen will gain control of the possession. Schultzke was trying to find a cutter, rolled it into the corner, instead picked up by Aaron Woods. No room for him to go to goal. Timbermen are going to sneak a change in here with Rice controlling the ball, under 10 on the shot clock, and that pass picked off right into the stick of Mike McLaughlin. Snipers streaming off the bench. Josh Miller. Last one there is Danton Miller. His shot sails wide. Off the glass, the rebound. And into the stick of Palace. He ran through the crease, but doesn't get there in time, and then gets flattened by Doherty as the ball rolls back to Peterborough. Here's Oren Horn. Goddard trailing the play. He'll back out as he passes into the corner. First real set offense here for the Timbermen. It's been a lot of odd man situations as Horn now takes a shot wide. Harris will pick up the rebound. Couple of swim moves. Now the shot. That's down in transition, Nick Nigro. Flips it out to Brent Longboat, who lets a hard sidearm go right into Woods.
Just trying to get something on net at this point. They haven't had any shots that way, so long distance one on target.
I believe that's Harris that took a high stick. Hartley, excuse me, the goal scorer, the lone one so far. Through 4 minutes of the first quarter, as a low save from Longboat will get our first penalty call of the game.
Yeah, so the Timbermen with the 1-0 lead, they're going to go to work on the first power play of the game. Referees will have a little discussion beforehand. And then heading off to the box is going to be Sugihara. 2 minutes goes up on the board, and Rice, the captain, he'll quarterback things on the man advantage.
It's a power play that's running at 56.7%, one of the best in the league right now for Peterborough. Goddard, Rice, all the way around already. All five have touched it in the first 10 seconds here. Now Rice again. He'll go back to that far side through Woods into the corner. Turn pass up top looking for Goddard. Gets away and over center. Snipers bench wanting a delay of game call. But they'll get the rag team out and try and kill off time. Tyler Kaluka, wearing number 81 today for the Snipers, has it way outside. Shot clock down to 10, and no sense of urgency here for Six Nations. Trying to kill, as I say that, Dalen Hill rips a shorty to tie this one up.
Time was ticking away on the shot clock, so Hill just trying to get something on net, hope for the reset, as the rest of his team was running back into their own end to set up on defense, and they didn't need to, as Hill able to find the back of the net with a nice underhander from that far side shooter position. Short-handed marker ties this one up at 1.
Ty Khan against Justin Bragg, and like Khan won that one cleanly, but Gasparetti was there to pick it up. Closing in on the halfway mark of the penalty. Again, a cross-check to Kenori Sugihara. Rice up top. Fakes, draws the double to the sidearm from Goddard, scores.
Nice set play on the man advantage from the Timbermen. Ball movement on the far side created an opening for Goddard to slip in uncontested on the near side. As soon as he got that ball in his stick, he was able to fire that home. And a power play marker restores the lead. It's 2-1 Timbermen after that Goddard mark.
Timbermen last week were in a tight match where they had to come from behind in the fourth quarter out in Oakville facing Toronto. Extending that win streak now up to 2 games, as we said, but still winless here in Millbrook, in a chilly Millbrook arena.
It's a classic barn here in Millbrook, that's for sure. One heater in the entire bleachers. Even the timekeepers are in their toques and earmuffs.
I was offered the pink ones by Anna Taylor, turned them down, but
jeez,
we'll see how the game goes.
Yeah, you might need them later.
It was Danton Miller running through the crease to turn possession over. Snipers have it back, though. Just inside of center. Longboat getting it back to the near side where Josh Miller's shot under pressure sails out and in the corner. Wonder how many of these players are used to playing in absolute sweat boxes in the summer and then come here where completely different story. 2-on-1 for the Snipers. Tied up there was Mitch Zulian, and we got sticks down, and wondered if we were going to get more, but it doesn't look like it.
Well, they'll get separated. I think it's just going to be the one penalty to Bingley. We'll see if Zulian goes as well. He was the one who was mixed up with Bingley. They might both be getting roughing, actually, from the reaction of the Six Nations bench. You could hear them from over here yelling, "We're getting a penalty." An extra 2 is up on the Timbermen side right now. Referees are going to have a brief discussion first. And 2 minutes on both sides, so penalties are evened out, both roughing minors. Six Nations will start with the ball.
Yeah, so 4-on-4 upcoming here with Josh Miller starting it off. Dalen Hill, the short-handed goal scorer, stops up in the corner. Had thoughts of taking it to the cage. Miller gets it back. That shot Rebound picked up by Bragg, and he feeds Rice, who runs under it. The shot. Longboat down over top of it after making the save on the breakaway.
That's a big stop from Jackson Longboat.
Schultzke with it. Up high, taking a couple big hacks from Ty Kahn. He finds Hartley on his wrong side. Goes to the corner, airborne! Okay, officials talking here. I thought one signaled crease and one said good goal, so hang on here. No, they say it's good.
So Hartley with his second goal of the game, and it's a 2-goal lead for the Timbermen on that 4-on-4. There's lots of space out there, and the Timbermen use that to their advantage. And a highlight reel marker from Hartley. Diving through the crease, just barely staying out.
Cole Hanrahan. Assist on the play, number 22, Fred Hartley, and 17, Nathan Schultzke.
Actually crediting Cole Hanrahan with the goal. Either way, it's still 3-1 and still 4-on-4 for a minute and 10 seconds.
Hartley with the assist on that one.
Skylar Thomas all by himself so far will now feed it. Oh, trying the around the world shot from Goddard. Picks up the rebound, 6 on the shot clock. Goddard still no shot. Finds a man on the crease from Aaron Woods. Robbed there by Longboat. They're going to call Woods through the crease after Peterborough picked up that loose ball rebound. Lowe's giving chase here to Kaluka. Ends up being stripped, and the Timbermen will come back right in front of our broadcast position with Oren Horn. Downey down the boards. We're inside officials' timeout territory here in the first quarter. Scheduled for 4:15s if you're new to the Arena Lacrosse League. From the outside, the skip shot in on Longboat. Quick rebound with 15 to go, 4-on-4. Hard checking from Andrew Vredenberg. Ball comes back to the near side where Gasparetti cuts the corner, comes in on Longboat, who makes the save and covers up.
Just on the opposite side where Hanrahan scored that highlight reel marker just moments ago, tried to do it from the near side.
Made it 3-1 where we still sit as we return back to 5-on-5 lacrosse. Tyler Van Every up top to Ty Kahn, who will draw a penalty, the first one to the Snipers. Extra attacker is Danton Miller, who lets rip from the outside and makes it 3-2.
Well, with the extra man out on the floor for the delayed penalty call, the Snipers make the Timbermen pay, and it's Danton Miller able to sneak through uncontested. He's got a heavy shot, just that classic overhand, and it's a 1-goal game once again. Timbermen hanging on to that 3-2 lead. The Snipers just keep coming back. Both goals coming from that far side shooter position from the Snipers. First one coming from Dalen Hill. That one, as we just saw, from Miller.
And Dan Miller's been doing that for a very long time. Mike McLaughlin. All roll to him and down the boards.
Number 2, Danton Miller. Assists on the play to number 10.
You're going to try from the same spot. Kaluka. He shot bounced off a defender. They go back to Miller. Took a little off it. It rolls through Woods. And both officials that time in agreement that it just skirted the line.
And then a penalty right after.
Big collision after the Peterborough shot that Longboat made the save on. Timbermen are going to come in again. Number of fakes and a dive and contempt scores.
So on the delayed penalty call with the extra man out there, Timbermen go back the other way, and they're able to capitalize, restoring their 2-goal lead as the back and forth action continues at the Millbrook Arena. Just a missed opportunity at one end as Miller almost had his second, and then there's a delayed call. Referees had a brief discussion to make sure it was a goal. They signal goal now. 4-2, and we'll have an official's timeout at the next whistle.
Doherty went right through that faceoff. Sugihara wins another one. And the Snipers have the ball again. Starting it out with Sid Powless. With all those weapons out, we see now Dalen Hill, Danton Miller.
Scored by number 15, Vaughn Harris. Assist on the play.
Rod Squire.
25, Spencer Corkery. That's Harris from Corkery.
Shot in on Woods. He'll cover up, and that will take us to the officials' timeout. 4-2 for the Timbermen here early in the first quarter. Just over 5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter at Millbrook Arena as Skylar Thomas gets us back underway. Finds Dylan Goddard out to the outside boards. We'll see what Joe Sullivan drew up for the offense in that timeout. A sidearm shot on Longboat from that far side from Hanrahan, who has the highlight reel goal so far, part of 4 that the Timbermen have put in up to this point. Mike McLaughlin, far side, out through the middle, and Tyler Van Every's shot well wide of the mark. Bounces back through a pile of players. No one can really get it before finally picked up by McLaughlin again. Out in front, Dalen Hill. Shot there. Snipers say their man was run over going for that loose ball. But it'll be Horn and the Timbermen that turn it over on attack. Jack McAlpine. It's the outside. Back in, Hartley ducks through and cutting, got into Longboat, and that shot trying to find Vredenberg, who it took off, and it just hooked coming out of the stick.
Right idea, but with the low ceiling, you got to be right on target.
Outside the shot through traffic from McAlpine. Hit something on its way through. Longboat still able to find it. Now Vredenberg will step it up over center. Very reminiscent of Children's Arena in Oshawa, too. So I know we also play at the track in the ILA. As this one will go off of Woods and up into the screening, but
yeah, very similar height-wise for sure in Oshawa.
Ball will bounce up top, just clear of the timeline with Brent Longboat. Trying to finesse it in was Josh Miller. And now Longboat will have to save possession again. This time under pressure. Oh, close from Mitch Zulian that time. Snipers flirting with an over and back a couple times on that possession. Rice for Goddard. Another couple of players who have been at this thing for quite some time. Thomas, Rice, sidearm shot, had to deal with a defender in front of him. And Longboat is over top of it in the crease and maybe hurt here.
Yeah, it looks like it caught Longboat somewhere where there's no equipment there. That was a heavy shot from the outside.
Again, already without Dustin Hill, no Dylan Sprents, Mike Martin, Abel also scratched on our sheet. So if this is a problem with Jackson Longboat, it would be Quentin Martin who would get the tap.
Longboat looks to be all right, I think, just catching his wind right now. Just down on the one knee, but he kind of shook the trainer off, saying it just looked like he said just need a minute. Nobody getting ready on that bench. So Martin's not grabbing his gear or anything like that, just kind of staying put. Longboat back up to his feet. It's his Snipers trailing the Timbermen right now 4-2. Goal scorers for the Timbermen, Dylan Goddard, Vaughn Harris, Cole Hanrahan, and Fred Hartley. Danton Miller and Dalen Hill for the Snipers.
Under 3 to play here in the quarter. From the outside, Josh Miller's shot, again wide. And a man right in front of him, picked up by Longboat. It'll come back for Sid Palace. To the outside, low shot, Dalen Hill. One of the 2 goal scorers, and Woods played with that a little bit too much perhaps in his crease, but eventually possession does come up to Downey, Hartley, and the rest of the Timbermen. Closing in on the 2-minute warning. 2-goal lead for the home Peterborough Timbermen. All the way up top, Corky. Corky, they're not going to let him get to the crease. Spun back and crashed into his own man. Now the ball springs free as the shot clock expires.
Solid defense on the back end as Ty Khan and Zulian took 2 of them to get the ball from Corkery.
Powless Hard hit after he let that one go. It'll be Brent Longboat nearly pushed over that timeline. Had to rush the pass as a result, and it'll be Rice coming in on an odd man break to Gasparetti on his wrong side, twists it in.
Nice play by the captain, Brian Rice, coming through. Had the option to shoot, had that stick position like he was going to, but he knew the whole time Gasparetti was sneaking in on that far side. Made the dish just at the top of the crease, and Gasparetti on the wrong side of the floor. A bit of a tough angle with that stick on the outside, but manages to find an opening, giving the Timbermen a 5-2 lead.
I want to credit Ryan Patterson there as well, because he was the one that went and took the defender out of the play to open that back door for Gasparetti. He started on the 2-on-1 break that ended up 3-2, which now makes the score 5-2 in favor of Peterborough. Ben Wittich had a bit of trouble with it as now rolls into the corner. Gasparetti again on an odd man rush. Gasparetti to the far side, faking low, going high. And I think Vaughn Harris may have touched in the crease.
Fifth goal scored by number
Tyler Van Everett.
Gasparetti.
Up top, looking there for Danton Miller. It skips away, and now with 2 on nobody.
The gate was open there. Since the gate was open, the ball bounced right into a Timberman stick. So I think they're just discussing what to do here. They're going to bring it back. So they're still going to give the ball to the Timbermen. They're not going to call it out of bounds, but since the door was open, it gave them a friendly bounce, which allowed them to break out nicely. So they're just going to have them reset towards center.
2 on nobody as we are inside the final minute here now. Ball kept to the outside, bounces off a stick right to Aaron Woods, however. Woods gets a healthy screen in front of him, and then returning back, big hit there. Ball down and more contact close to Longboat. Cole Hanrahan gets up. Julian Saragusa making him pay for that offensive chance.
Yeah, you'll see Hanrahan around the crease a lot. He'll take hits.
Gasparetti jumps the route, 3-on-1. He's trying to return the favor to Rice. And it just bounced wide. 15 seconds left in the corner. Ethan Woods asking if he's coming to the bench. So far the answer is no. Schultz, Rice. They can kill their entire shot clock here, but it bounces away from Gasparetti. Net is empty. Back the other way as it goes to Dalen Hill, and time expires. Oh, but Woods makes the save anyways. To the delight of the fans here in Millbrook.
Yeah, wouldn't have counted anyhow, but a highlight reel stop from Woods nonetheless that gets the fans going at the end of the first quarter as the Timbermen hanging on to a 5-2 lead over the Snipers.
3-goal lead for the Timbermen coming out of that first quarter. We'll switch sides now with the Snipers looking for this face-off with Sugihara, who's been pretty good at the dot, but it bounces right back to Gasparetti, who had a very solid first quarter, especially in transition. Trying to bounce it back to Rice, and it finds Dalen Hill instead. Snipers going left to right here in this middle frame as the bouncer to Ben Wittich gets through the wickets of Woods.
Well, we saw an early goal from the Timbermen to start the game off. Now the Snipers starting the second quarter off the big goal after the Timbermen had some momentum at the end of that period. That big save, which again was after the buzzer, but still got the fans into it. The Snipers silenced them with an early goal here. Opening 30 seconds of the second quarter. They're down by 2.
23, I believe, took to get that goal. As Woods is going to pick this out of the pile on the faceoff. And I mean, we've been crediting Sugihara for winning draws, but possessions seem to be going the way of Peterborough as Woods cuts the corner there on Hill. Thought better of taking a shot. They go to Vaughn Harris, Dylan Goddard off the end boards. It bounces back, but the shot clock's down under 10. Back it comes here for Woods. His shot. Longbow not sure where it is. Diving for it. And I believe they're going to say it was batted into the net, which is a crease violation under NLL rules, which we play here in the Arenalacrosseleague League. You got to drag it out before taking that shot. Pick up for Tyler Kaluka, and they score again. I think it's Josh Miller, as that shooter spot has been dangerous for the Snipers today.
2 quick goals in the opening minute and 16 seconds of this second quarter. And just like that, the Snipers right back in it. Quick on the transition, wasting no time, just heading right down the floor and catching the Timbermen.
This time Sugihara wins it cleanly as Travis Stotts picks up. Longboat off the bench. Man, he can offload, can he? Brent Longboat.
Josh Miller. Assist on the play to number 81. Tyler
That time wide of the mark as it did go and hit that low ceiling here at Millbrook. Rice. Out to the outside boards. Hanrahan. Ball bounces down in a pile, and the Snipers had a man out, but Zulian had to wait for it to drop underneath. He'll now go to the trailer, Sid Palace, who mishandled it. And now Gasparetti's going to run away. Pass to Thomas. Hit him in an awkward spot as 2-on-1 for the Snipers gets blown up by the late arrival of Justin Bragg.
The transition game from the Snipers, though, early on in this second quarter has looked a lot different than that first quarter.
Kaluka from outside, that one just wide. Bounces right to the Timbermen. And now Sands got it off Longboat and ran through the crease, so it'll be Snipers' ball.
A good attempt by Parker Sands on transition for the Timbermen. This back and forth quarter early on, opening 2.5 minutes.
Pair of goals on the Sniper side of the ledger so far, though. Have them back within 1-5-4. Timbermen looking to answer Schultzke. Puts it down towards the corner. McAlpine back with it. He's bouncing around. Jack McAlpine will go back to the outside. Hanrahan. Goddard's low shot off the end boards. Under 10 on the clock. As it works back for Schultzke. Goddard wants a second chance. Got stripped as he was running east-west right in front of that crease. And now the Snipers have one all alone in behind. Everybody rang it off the post, did Sid Palace. Gasparetti there for the loose ball. Right to the crease for Goddard. Couldn't hang on to it. And diving. It's going to count from Tayton Sky. Excuse me, that's Caleb Bingley, I believe.
What a goal from Bingley. We usually see Bingley on the back end making big defensive plays, but this time joins the offense, and that one will end up on the highlight reel as Bingley shows he's got some hands as well on the offensive side of things. 3-on-1 opportunity. Looked like the play was over, and Bingley out of nowhere.
Took to the sky. The airborne attack alive and well for the Timbermen. Here in this game so far, we saw Hanrahan into that opening quarter. Man, Bragg, I don't know what he had for breakfast this morning, but it's lit a fire in him. As the Snipers get called for an 8-second count. Got to get it over center in 8 or less, and couldn't do it that time. So Timberman will get it back. Here's Woods. Basically one-on-one. He'll now work around a screen from Harris. Gets the shot off Longboat. Rebound in the corner. Woods is there to retrieve it himself. Will now try and work the far side and in and out of the stick of Hartley. Longboat.
Timbermen's 6 goals scored by
looking to spring
6,
Dalen Hill. He had to wait for it to bounce around a little bit. Danton Miller trying to find Hill, who was cutting through. Actually picked up by Josh Miller. His shot into the corner. Second chance now from Tyler Van Every, and down goes Woods. Just squeaked out behind him.
That was Bingley's first goal since the 2022 season. So that's why the Timberman bench was so fired up, as we mentioned. Normally, you see him making plays on the back end.
Here's Tayton Sky for sure this time, but on a nice back check, from the Timbermen, it rolls out into the corner. Travis Stotts. To Sky, far side. Josh Miller, hard shot. That caught a big piece of one of the defenders and barely even to stand in there as Parker Sands, but he's going to face down another shot and deflected it wide.
And Sands will limp off to the bench after that one. Soaked it up right on what looked like the inside of the leg.
Gets a number of helmet taps on his way down the bench as he's going to take a seat in behind everybody. Goddard, meanwhile, working past the screen from Corky. Corky goes back to work again, doing the same as it comes to the near side. Hanrahan's shot handled by Longboat. Rebound in the stick of Wittich, who's going to take off down floor and just caught Woods napping.
Another transition goal from the Snipers, and it's Ben Wittich with his second as the transition game continues to excel for the Snipers in this second quarter. As soon as they get that ball in their own end, they're gone. Something must have been said in between quarters to just pick it up, run down the floor. Good things can happen, and we're seeing it here. It's a one-goal game once again. Snipers now trailing by 1.
An odd reaction from Ethan Woods, just kind of stood there. There were a couple other Snipers in the vicinity, so it's possible he was looking past, but here they come again. That time, Woods over to his right to take the shot from McLaughlin.
Fifth goal scored by number 96, Ben Wittich.
Josh Miller with the second chance. Goes back looking for the rebound. Under 10 minutes to go here, under 9 now in the second quarter. Shot clock count is down on the floor as the shot gets through Woods. Off the arm and in, Mike McLaughlin.
Some good ball movement from the Snipers, opening up the Timbermen defense just enough for McLaughlin to get that shot from the far side. And just like that, we're tied at 6. It was a 5-2 Timbermen lead going into this quarter. And now 4 second quarter goals from the Snipers have this one tied up.
Goal scored by number 27, Mike McLaughlin.
So the Timbermen did it last week in Oakville with a big run. Seeing a lead slip away from them here, although tons of time left to go, obviously. Not even to the halfway mark of this second quarter with Riley Hess putting the brakes on. Comes back to Dalen Hill. He'll go to the corner, wheeling around Zulian the shot. And Woods looked like it fooled him a little bit. A late reaction to stand tall, take it off the shoulder. Back to Aaron Woods. Gets a screen in front of him. A couple big bumps there from Skylar Thomas, and then Vaughn Harris blows up Tate Sky as we got some action in front of the Peterborough bench.
And it's Bingley mixing it up right in there with Julian Saragosi. 2 Timbermen heading towards the box. Thomas is heading in there as well with Bingley. Snipers have nobody in at the moment. The original call was a moving pick call. Possession was heading back for the Snipers, and then some collisions ensued. Couple whacks. Six Nations wanting an ejection. You can hear someone from their bench.
That's the face, which not a good number here in the Arenalacrosse League. It'll start with the lefties. Now the righties, they look off the man in the corner. Going back up top to Sid Palace. Movement comes from there. The rebound right into Josh Miller, and he was on the doorstep. And Woods there to slam the door. Now Josh Miller switches spots, takes the shooter spot back here, and Danton Miller, his shot over traffic. Hits Wood, gets his own rebound. Right back again for Josh Miller. Paulus around the back trying to get it to Longboat. Skips away where Miller has it again. Trying to go to Van Every. That one popped free, and we're down to 10 seconds on the shot clock. Paulus out for Longboat. He's trying to load up that howitzer and had it hit the defender instead. And Timbermen are going to get it picked up by Gasparetti all alone off the arm of Longboat.
Jackson Longboat making that save look easy, just waiting out Gasparetti and then throwing up the arm.
45 seconds left in this sniper penalty. Josh Miller was the cutter, took off before the ball arrived, and Ethan Wood's going to send it right to the front door where Goddard was waiting for it and couldn't handle the short hop.
Nice pass from Woods, though, to get it down the length of the floor by avoiding the ceiling.
Well, when he let it go, there was no one there, and it turns into a shorthanded goal for the Timbermen. Off the stick of Hartley, his second of the game.
And that was all started by Woods in the back end, making that nice pass down. It did get bobbled in the offensive zone, but Timbermen were able to stay with it. And if it weren't for Woods firing that laser down the floor, that goal would not have been created, as Hartley with a short-handed marker for his second of the game. The Timbermen have restored their lead. They're up 7-6.
So both teams scoring short-handed here. Timbermen also have a power play and an extra attacker goal, part of their 7, which gives them a 1-goal lead over the Snipers, who are still on the power play for another 10 seconds. About a minute away from officials' timeout territory here in the second quarter. Palace feeds it far side, and couple fakes from Danton Miller allowed Woods to come across. He had a wide open cage if he just let that one rip, and then Woods able to line up with Josh Miller.
Fred Hartley. Assist on the play to number 14.
Dan Miller wants to try again off the stick of a player in front, and then Miller went down hard. And look out here as Sid Palace got worked over by a defender who immediately gets a couple words.
It's Justin Bragg who's in there for the Timbermen.
I think the officials are going to take the timeout here with it 7-6 in favor of Peterborough, but all the concern right now is for Sid Palace. Sid Palace did walk off and go to the bench, as did Justin Bragg, going to the penalty box for 5 minutes for a slash on the back end of that play. So a good chance right here for the Snipers, who did not score on that first power play. Starting up top with Dalen Hill. Again, Palace did make his way to the bench, which is where he starts this power play. Was quarterbacking it, but not going to matter as Josh Miller comes in for his second.
Not only took 16 seconds into the man advantage for Miller to find the back of the net, a set play from the Snipers. First play didn't work out. They had to readjust. And we are all tied up once again. 5 goals this quarter for the Snipers. Just the 2 for the Timbermen.
Takes all of 16 seconds for Josh Miller to score on the power play, which continues because it's a major, so they can get one more, and Bragg is off for a full 5 minutes here. Danton Miller down to the corner. Still no Palace as they go outside. Longboat through the middle. Miller will let rip and bounces into the stick of Rod Squire. Hard shot. Woods made the save. That'll reset the shot clock as Squire gives it up top for Dalen Hill. He releases off a man in front. Danton Miller will play it off the glass on a bounce. And now it's stripped. Was that Gasparetti with 2 takeaways on that? Now he's going to step up in transition and get a shot on Longboat. What a game for double eights here this afternoon.
Well, sneaky play by Gasparetti. He gets the strip, and then he made it look like he was going to the bench and then turned back towards the play to get that pass.
Really impressive performance through what has only been about 20 minutes so far here in this 7-7 tie. No shot from the outside. They go to Koloka. He gets in on Woods. Rebound being argued over, and look out as Danton Miller right into the back of a Timberman player who is down.
You could hear the collision from up here, so that'll cancel out the power play. As a look of concern coming from the Timberman bench right now, and in this Millbrook arena, everyone's silent. Looks to be okay, though, coming out of the corner. So with 3:30 left to go on the power play, that'll cancel it out. We'll see some 4-on-4 action. Timberman bench banging their sticks as Nathan Schultzke makes his way on his own accord back to the bench after what looked and sounded like a really big collision, but doesn't look too worse for wear. Heading back to the bench now, just needed a moment. Peterborough wants a 5 for that, but only 2 will go up on the board.
Just got called for 1, so asking for, I mean, it looked and sounded like it was going to be 5 all the way, and Crew Chief Mac Abbott disagreed with everyone who's on the 705 area code part of this ledger. Andrew Friedenberg here for Palace, who is back out there after taking that slash. Outside shot finds its way through to Woods. Rebound picked up. We were 4-on-4 last time. Timberman able to score twice. This is Rice bouncing it wide. Up and out of play. Long pass up, finding Dalen Hill off the bench. Danton Miller. Saw that one go wide from his wrong side, and then Josh Miller making the bid for the hat trick. Denied by Woods. Gasparetti, nifty pickup, and the bouncer to score, and he might draw a penalty too. Do it all, Gasparetti.
2 goals for Gasparetti. Nice play, nice shot through the 5-hole, and looks like he did draw a penalty after that, is heading to the box. Are the Snipers, so it's going to be a lot of floor space out there right now. It'll be a 4-on-3, but Gasparetti having himself a game at both ends of the floor. So Nick Negro heading off to the penalty box. It'll be minute 1 of this 4-on-3.
A lot of oohing and awing as a little movement from Sugihara. Before the official had set him, he says. Running in all alone, trying to bounce into the 5-hole was Zulian. Woods had it all covered up. Now all the way down floor, Oren Horn, and Longboat matches his goaltending counterpart from the other side.
On the play to Six Nations, number 5, Nick Nigro. 2 minutes for boarding.
Saragossa picked up by Sands, who finesses it into the top corner.
Parker Sands using that extra space, taking off on transition. Gets one back here for the Timbermen, and that'll wipe out the Snipers penalty, putting us back to 4-on-4. We've seen a good effort from Sands here in the back end, and now he gets rewarded on the offensive side.
Parker Sands. That goal was unassisted. That's Parker Sands with the goal.
2 power play opportunities, and they've scored on both of them. Have the Timbermen. That shot fell Schultzke, who was just back out there after taking that hard lick into the corner in the end boards. Now he's got to deal with the official. Oh, man. Woods draws it back to himself in the crease and goes to the front door again where he finds Goddard. Doherty trailing the play. And the transition game works to perfection, led by goaltender Ethan Woods.
Well, Timbermen finding their offense here in the latter part of the first half. It's all Snipers to start off the quarter, and now the Timbermen going on a bit of a run on their own. Nice 3-goal cushion late in the half as Ben Doherty getting things done. Another broken play, transition goal.
With 2.5 to go here in the quarter, by my count, 3 goals scored 4-on-4 with 2 others on the power play and an extra attacker goal for the Timbermen. So special teams working to perfection for the home side here in this one. Looking for their first win on home floor. Snipers looking for their first win, period, of the season. As this one is going to bounce back over center.
Yeah, Timbermen finding all their success on the road this year. Nice 3-2 record, sitting right in the middle of the pack. Snipers looking for their first win of the season. That's at home or on the road.
They'll send it to the outside. Vaughn Harris stumbled a bit before taking off. That shot off Longboat. Rebound will roll into the corner. Of course, up until a couple seasons ago, everything for the Timbermen was on the road. They were playing out of Children's before coming here to Millbrook.
Yes, it was a battle for them. Nice to have their own home rink now here in Millbrook, just outside of Peterborough. Only a few-minute drive down the 115.
I guess that all depends on what direction you come from.
Well, if you're coming from, the north end, maybe you're going around.
From Peterborough, yeah. Longboat came out to throw a screen and had a little bit extra there to say to Spencer Corkery. Already has a goal in this game. We're back to the power play for the Snipers. Dying seconds of that 5-minute major. Closing in on the last minute. Goodness. Schultzke shoved down again, and this is going to be a penalty coming up to the Snipers.
There'll be a slashing call going against the Snipers, heading off to the box. It's going to be Sid Palace. So 2 minutes goes up on the board, 10 seconds left in the Timbermen penalty. So they'll have a power play here shortly, but one offensive possession on the 4-on-4 before. Or they'll just wait to go on the power play.
In the second quarter.
And I'm going to keep my eye on the left side here because Skylar Thomas and Dylan Goddard had a conversation. Goddard will come on now, taking the spot of the penalized player. Fakes the shot and picks the corner.
That's a pair for Goddard as he sneaks in on that far side. Good job by the Timbermen. They waited the 10 seconds, wanted the power play instead of just trying something on the offense on the 4-on-4, and it worked out for them. It's the man off the bench created that extra space on the far side, and then Goddard with a nice rip
Timbermen goals
to beat
scored
Longboat.
on the power play by number 14, Dylan Goddard. Assists on the play to 24, Brian Rice. That's Goddard from Rice.
Timbermen with 35 seconds left here. Don't know that they're going to have a chance to go 2 for 1. Here's Lowe's putting it back down the boards. Shot clock not on here in-house as McAlpine goes to the outside. Played back by Lowe's. His shot can't get through Vredenberg. And now they'll get another opportunity. Both teams have timeouts to use here down the stretch as Lowe's can't pick it up again. Ben Wittich knocked Lowe's down, and timeout being called by the by the Timbermen, who are getting possession back here.
Yes, the Timbermen will look for a late goal here in the dying seconds of the opening half. That 11-7 lead. Looked like it was going to be all Snipers in this quarter, and then the Timbermen were able to find their offensive groove. It's 5-2 Timbermen going into this quarter. Snipers went on a bit of a run to start things off. 5 goals for them, and then Timbermen came back. Nice 4-goal cushion here, looking to add to this.
Goal, and they're going to have the net empty here down the stretch with 8.9 to go. So if the trend continues, we'll see what they've got with Woods. Passing it to behind the net. Looked like they were going to try the kind of air gate dunk shot, and nothing comes of that timeout. But as you said, Scott, a good second period for the Timbermen, who has stretched the lead out to 11-7. You're watching Arena Lacrosse League action here on the JVI Sports Network. We'll take the timeout for halftime. Matthew Carrick and Scott Arnold in the JVI Sports Network back live in Millbrook Arena for the start of the second half between Six Nations Snipers in white and the Peterborough Timbermen in orange. And it will be the Timbermen with an 11-7 lead getting the first possession here. It's their captain, Bryn Rice. Cutting through the middle. That one bounced out of the stick of Corkery. Now a 2-on-1 back the other way. Woods stepped up trying to block the shot. It was off his pads and in.
Brandenburg will get credited with that goal, his first. And that brings the Snipers within 3. Just like that, another early goal. We saw the Snipers do that in the second quarter. Now they've got one in the opening 23 seconds here in this third quarter. Brandenburg's first. If you're looking at the scores in that first half, Dan Miller led the Snipers. He had a goal and 2 assists. Josh Miller, a goal and 2 goals and 1 assist. And Dalen Hill, a goal and 2 assists. So 3 points for that trio. On the other side of things, Dylan Goddard leading the way for the Timbermen. The goal and 3 assists. And Fred Hartley had a 2 goal and 1 assist first half.
On a perfect 3-for-3 power play as well, but you're right, Scott. I was going to mention the fact that the Snipers came out on the shoots in that second quarter, guns blazing. We'll see if they can close the gap here in the early going. Had it tied at one point, did the Snipers. Then ran into some penalty trouble, and look out here as an errant pass is going to bounce away. Parker Sands in all alone for the second time. Same result, scores.
And we saw Parker Sands score that exact same way in the second quarter. Just grabbing the ball, taking off on transition. No fakes, just bearing the ball into the back of the net. Sands with his second goal, and it's a 4-goal cushion for the Timbermen. They're up 12-8.
By number 12, Parker Sands. That goal was unassisted.
Battling back and forth at the far restraining line. Schultzke had a rough game, gets run over on that face-off, Rod Squire, meanwhile, in to take a shot, and guess who? Gasparetti comes away with the ball. Sidearm bouncer from Aaron Woods. He'll go chase his own rebound, although facing a double team as he does so. Mitch Zulian up over the top. Didn't get a penalty coming up here.
It'll be an elbowing call. You don't see too many elbowing calls in lacrosse, but an elbow came out in that big pileup. And it's going to be Mitch Zulian heading off to the box, and the Timbermen will go to work on the man advantage. Brian Rice will quarterback things at the top.
Again, a perfect 3-for-3 in that opening half hour. I've actually got Goddard for 2 goals. I know you said 1, but I have him for 2 on the power play. And Parker Sands.
I did correct that after, yeah. I said 1 and 2, and then I flipped it over to the 2 and 1 as well.
Okay, I'll try and listen to you a bit more.
It's tough. We don't. We're not connected into each other's earpiece as the Timbermen find the back of the net.
4 for 4 for Skylar Thomas as he puts another one in.
That's Thomas's first goal. That didn't take long, just 19 seconds of power play time. As the Timbermen remain perfect on the man advantage. 5-goal lead now, up 13-8.
Well, as we said, this was a league best power play, running at 56.7%. They're batting 1,000 here in this one. That number's only going to go up.
Goal scored by number 92.
Now 4 for 4.
Assist on the play to 14, Dylan Goddard, and 20.
Penalty coming here now to the Timbermen.
That's Thomas from Goddard.
As from the outside, Brent Longboat unleashes one. Josh Miller up top, Rod Squire from distance. As someone from the sniper bench said it better than I could, from the cheap seats.
You can hear it all the way up here, absolutely. Great comment from there as the Snipers get 1 back from Squire. And again, another broken play. The Snipers able to capitalize and find the back of the net. Still down by 4. Lots of time left in this one, though.
So they're 1 for 2 on the power play, are the Snipers, but they do have 2 on delayed penalties.
Assists on the play to number 12, Josh Miller.
As Rice And take this through the middle. Hartley gets knocked down. Hartley making a bid for a hat trick.
There's a few guys sitting with two. Parker Sands, Dylan Goddard, Fred Hartley, and Gasparetti. All on the verge of hat tricks, but they'll need the ball back first as these snipers going to work on the offense.
Tyler Van Every finding a man off the bench. That was Miller. Looked like that may have skimmed the roof, but they allow play to continue with Doherty running in. A couple fakes and make that one off the glove of Jackson Longboat as he threw the left hand out at the last minute.
It's a nice save from Longboat. If he had the trapper, that would have been a trapper save, but right off the glove. You could hear it from up here.
Danton Miller back to the near side. Josh Miller ends up with the shot, tries to dunk. All kinds of contact towards the crease, but eventually it's Rice who takes off in transition. And I don't know if that was the defender coming in, Julian Siragusa, who got a piece of the stick, or it just fell out the pocket of Rice. But either way, the 2-on-1 falls short.
And Rice was full speed ahead, looked over his shoulder, knew he had a teammate coming down, but made the wise decision of taking it towards the net. Didn't work out for him, though.
13-9 the score. Siragusa on Scholzke. Ball back up top. They try the quick stick with Riley Hess at the side of the cage. Gasparetti for Scholzke. Already 4 minutes gone here in the quarter. This game has seemed to have been flying by so far. Harris around a screen that was too aggressive in the eyes of the official, and getting up from it was Riley Hess, who's in all alone. Peterborough bench being called for too many men.
Good save by Woods as the snipers. Riley Hess was flying down. Snipers trying to capitalize on transition once again. Timbermen ended up sending a man out of the gate to try and break it up. Didn't matter anyhow. It didn't affect the play, but it will affect them right now as they're heading off to the box. They just need to send a man over there. So 2 goes up on the board, and the snipers going to work on the power play, down by 4 goals.
It'll be Danton Miller that'll take top spot. Longboat down in the corner. Back for Miller. Playing catch with Josh Miller. Danton trying to get it to Longboat. Bounced wide halfway through the shot clock. Longboat's shot goes off, I believe, Oren Horn. Either way comes up top Josh Miller. 8 seconds to go. Down they try the quick stick as they switch spots with Sid Palace in the corner. Now he's got to rush it with the shot clock about to expire. Ball's going to bounce right to the Timbermen. They've got Rice down floor. Can Sands find him? He wants to go himself and fires it off the left arm of Longboat.
Good play by Sands. It's worked for him twice already, so that was the right decision.
That time on his wrong side, however, but didn't take quite as much time as they would have liked off the penalty clock, I'm sure. Palace, a couple fakes as that one will hit underneath the window. The upper dasher, I guess, if you will.
Right in front of the club seats. The suites out here in Millbrook.
Diving goal for the 3rd time for Peterborough as the aerial assault continues.
Cole Hanrahan diving through, saw him score a highlight reel marker from the other side of the crease in the first quarter. This time it's a short-handed marker as Hanrahan continues with his acrobatics, and add him to the list of Timbermen players with a pair of goals on the verge of a hat trick.
Second shorty of the game, 9th by my count here on special teams for the Timbermen as they're up to a 14-9 lead.
And 92, Skylar Thomas. That's Hanrahan from Gasparetti and Thomas.
Nick Nigro back with it, still 35 seconds left here on the power play with Miller. That's Josh finding Danton up top, playing it back through Dalen Hill. Hill for Miller. Danton sends it back behind the net. Tyler Kaluka ended up in the crease.
He's a little hurt now as well, too. That's why the extra whistle there. They'll give him a moment to get off. Trainer comes on, but she won't be needed. Runs off on his own accord. The ball will start back to the right of Woods. Thomas will bring it up for the Timbermen. Being watched closely by Dalen Hill.
I believe that's Kate Panchuk, who's been busy over on that Six Nations bench here in this game. Skylar Thomas is going to find free floor. Has a double team the dive. They're going to give it to him. What a goal from Skylar Thomas.
Thomas got a good stick bang from the Timberman bench when he crossed over center, made that nice play to get the ball into the offensive side of things before the count, and then ends up making a spectacular move and add him to the list of Timbermen with a pair of goals. That's 6 Timbermen with 2 goals. They've got a 15-9 lead.
Timberman 15th goal, also scored shorthanded by number 92, Skylar Thomas.
Third shorthanded goal.
And that's Thomas.
2 on that last penalty as this ball is going to get out of the stick of Danton Miller and up out of play. Gasparetti was right on the doorstep there. And how many is that have been through the air? At least 3, if not 4, for Peterborough. Woods trying to find Rice. That one was picked off. Here's Dalen Hill with Woods chasing him down. Aaron Woods gets it back and wants to quickly get it up back into attacking territory. Crashes in with the defender. Harris stops up and fires. That happened quick for Vaughn Harris, and they're coming from all angles now from the Peterborough Timbermen.
Harris will get credit with the goal, but that was all created from Aaron Woods, making a nice play in the back end, setting a little pick in the offensive zone, giving Harris that space. 7-goal lead for the Timbermen as they continue to roll. Big third quarter.
Face-off win there for Sugihara. Got it to Riley Hess, who's drawing a double team, and nicely done by Hess to get rid of it as we head into officials timeout territory here in the third quarter. Backing away from top spot, Josh Miller.
15, Vaughn Harris.
Goes across to Danton, low shot back from Josh. That's going to roll away from Squire to Tyler Van Every back near center. Danton Miller got help from a little tap screen, the pick and roll with Sid Palace, just couldn't work it to perfection with an errant pass to end it. Schultzke will leave it for Goddard. Dylan Goddard around a screen. Back to Thomas. Oh, he got filled in on his way to the crease. And that's how a pick and roll is supposed to go. But
Snipers will get a penalty.
Yeah.
An illegal cross check. A little bit low on the backside, according to the referee. Six Nations will argue the call, but I've never seen anyone win an argument against a referee, so 2 minutes will go up on the board. And the Timbermen will go back to work on the power play. Nick Nigro off for 2 minutes, and the Timbermen will have a brief discussion.
5th power play of the game coming up for the Timbermen outside of the officials' timeout.
2 minutes.
It'll be Rice up top. They are 4 for 4 coming into this one. Looking to stay perfect and stretch this lead out to 8 goals. Goddard, Rice, Woods, only man to touch it down in the crease, or corner, excuse me, Vaughn Harris. Goddard takes the shot. It was saved, and now second chance picked off. Tate Sky up and across center. Ball popped out momentarily. Now it will drop right at the feet of Skylar Thomas. He bounces it to his captain, Rice. Bit of a hidden ball play. It looks like Rice still has it. Thomas continues to fake like he had it Rice, Goddard, Thomas, Crease, Harris. Oh, that would have been pretty. As Rice stands up Vredenberg right at the restraining line. He goes immediately off as his teammate Mike McLaughlin makes a bid for his second of the game. Rice with under a minute to go in the power play. As Woods to his left, Goddard to his right, and they start with the righties. Rice, quick stick, Harris scores.
Well, some good ball movement from the Timbermen. Wasn't a set play or anything on the power play. We were just working it around. And then Harris realized he had enough of an opening to fire that ball. With 48 seconds left to go on the man advantage, the Timbermen strike once again on the power play. Special teams working out for the Timbermen on this day. And we'll see a goalie change. So it's going to be Quentin Martin coming in for the Snipers.
So Quentin Martin taking over for Jackson Longboat. I stand corrected. Jared Downey with the power play goal. Called Vaughn Harris, but either way, 17-9 as Martin comes in here in relief. And both of these teams without their, what we would call top goaltenders. Dustin Hill for the Snipers. Thomas Kizak for the Timbermen.
Power play goal scored by number 71.
As it's Ethan Woods for the
the
home side, Peterborough
Rice,
trying to recontrol that. Schultzke.
That's Downey from
Bouncer goes up to BAFTA. As Nick Baffia comes in and scores.
And Baffia has been doing a great job in the defensive side of things in the back end, a name that we don't say too often because he's just kind of in the defensive side of things going about his business. And this time he gets involved in the offense, rewarded for his hard work all game. And the Timbermen are doubled up now on the Snipers. It's 18-9.
Timberman goal scored by number 23, Nick Baffia.
And Baffia becomes the 12th different Peterborough Timberman to score here in this game. There's only 8 runners left, and as Lowe's is one of those, takes the sidearm shot. And Quentin Martin has his first save out of the way. McLaughlin running in. Couldn't get it to Miller before it was picked off. And
illegal substitution on the far side.
Yeah, they still have 6 out there, so can't argue that.
So Timberman penalty gate will open up, and Snipers are going to try and stop the bleeding here and get one back. Still enough time. I mean, we're just under 5 minutes left in this third. A full quarter coming up after this. Snipers just need to go on a bit of a run, similar to how they did to open up the second quarter. Things were looking good for them at that point in time. They just need to find that offense once again, as Timbermen are just sending somebody over to the penalty box now. That's what the delay is.
Worth repeating that Ty Argent in his 14 points, Ross Hill in his 10, and Wes Whitlow in his 12 are not in the lineup for the Snipers. They're 3 of the top 5 scorers for the Snipers here this season, as Dan Miller will step in and misses the ball at center. Gasparetti's going to take it, and there's the Hattie.
Hat-trick goal for Gasparetti. There were 7 Timberman players sitting at a pair of goals. Gasparetti, the first one to turn the trick. Might not be the last. And it's another short-handed marker for the Timbermen. A 2-on-0. Well, they were short-handed. Gasparetti with his third.
So we go back to the dot with Dingley and Sugihara.
Timberman short-handed goal scored by number 88, Jake Gasparetti.
Back out there after taking that big hit.
Assists on the play to the
Bounce
goaltender,
it
Ethan
over to
Woods.
Palace, had to
That's
play it off the
Gasparetti
wall.
from Woods.
Up it comes Josh Miller. Down in the corner, Rod Squire No look pass to the far side, off the mark, and it bounces into the crease of East of the Woods. Woods for Thomas. Minute 8 left to kill. Thomas had eyes for the net and that hat trick as he's sitting on a pair of goals. Will spin away from pressure. Just a few minutes ago scored a nifty short-handed goal. As the shot does come from Downey. Now up and over the top, Woods. Aaron Woods, one of those players without a goal in this game for the Timbermen, as he was trying to become the 13th different player on that home bench to score here today. From the outside and through everything, Sid Palace finally has one. It's a power play marker.
With just 30 seconds left to go in that illegal substitution penalty for the Timbermen. Palace scores the goal, and no real reaction from the Snipers bench right now. They know they're in a big hole. Not going to celebrate a goal at this point in time. You need a few more before you could do that, and they'll look to go on a bit of a run here late in the third quarter.
Snipers' second power play goal off 4 opportunities, including one that was a 5-minute major, although there was some extra 4-on-4 time during that 5 minutes.
Number 18, Sid Powless. Assists on the play.
They do have 2 others on delayed penalties, including one from this man, Danton Miller, who winds and fires. And if he can load up, has a cannon as well, him and Longboat both. Mitch Zulian. Back across, Vredenberg, big head fake, ends up putting it right into the pocket of Rice, who's going to take off down floor, and from range, Rice, kind of shocked myself when I looked down and realized he also has no goals in this game. Tyler Kaluka will find Gasparetti. He wants to slow the pace down. He'll pass it here to Downey. He's bouncing around back close to center as we near the 2-minute warning here in the third. 19-10 your score in favor of Peterborough. Goddard looking for Corkery on the crease. Corkery back to the outside, and Downey a huge screen on Josh Miller. Josh Miller gets up, starts the offense. Close to that timeline, but will now spin away from Lowe's and take the ball down into the corner. Got Rod Squire in front of him. Squire just lost his stick. The hands of a defender, and that's going to draw a penalty. Up top, a shot from range. Sid Palace, loose ball, digging for it. We'll get whistles here. And a holding the stick call coming against Peterborough will put the Snipers back to the man advantage.
Just over a minute and a half left in this third quarter. Snipers in a 9-goal hole, but slowly trying to pick their way back into this game. Lacrosse is a game of runs, as we all know. Lots of time left in this one, is what the Snipers are telling themselves.
Josh Miller up top. Interesting that they've gone to Sid Palace now in the top spot. No Danton Miller, no Longboat. Oh, Longboat was out there down in the corner as they bring Sands. He'll give way to Hartley.
Timbermen penalty to number 6.
As we near the last minute.
2 minutes for holding the stick.
Can they hit 20 before we head to the final quarter? Spencer Corkery eats a big shot. Woods steps in. That shot low on Martin. Got it in the stick, and we'll send it near side for Rod Squire.
Peterborough with 3 short-handed goals in this one. So to hit 20, it would need to be another shorty.
Danton Miller walking through the defense. Longboat, second rebound chance is the one that he puts home. For a power play goal, but him and Danton Miller both had good opportunities there.
That took exactly a minute into the man advantage. The third power play goal for the Snipers. Down by 8. with just over 33 seconds left to go in this third quarter. The arena gets quiet once again.
Well, and if you think, as you said, it's a game of runs. If you think it can't happen here in the Arena Lacrosse League, go back and watch a couple of the games from last week. Only two, as we had the ILA games canceled due to the snowstorm.
Brent Longboat. That goal was unassisted.
Peterborough winning in comeback fashion. And how about Oshawa? 3 goals in the final minute of play to beat Whitby last week. Here's Danton Miller walking in, and he'll score again.
That's Miller's second goal of this one. And Six Nations continues to slowly claw their way back in, not giving up, as we knew they wouldn't, looking for their first win this season, coming in here with an 0-4 record.
And on 12 goals now for the Snipers, 9 different goal scorers. Sugihara passing it back, big hit back in front of that Timbermen bench, and Ethan Woods makes the save just before the buzzer and will hold out to the end of the quarter. Is Vredenberg not content to say goodbye to the third just yet with a few words. And we'll see if they've got a big run on them. Darcy Palace is fired up, and he's drawn an unsportsmanlike penalty, which isn't going to help the cause here going into the fourth quarter. You're watching the Arena Lacrosse League action on the JVI Sports Network. Final 50. So the Snipers needing an answer here in the fourth quarter, Start with 3 guys in the box as the conversation continued through the break.
2 minutes for the dead ball foul.
Some dead ball fouls in there as well, as Rice will be up top.
To Six Nations,
the 6th
7,
power play.
Jr., a 10-minute misconduct.
Rod Squire getting a 10-minute misconduct. He played, I think, the final 4 minutes of that third quarter.
Yeah, it's a good chunk.
To be served by Tyler Kalaka, number 81.
Meanwhile, down floor, Hess back to the far side. McLaughlin couldn't make the quick stick work, but ended up with a decent shot nonetheless. Ben Wittich sitting on a pair of goals of his own. Snipers appreciate the fact that they're going to kill some clock here. Bad angle shot coming from Josh Miller. 4 points on the afternoon for Miller in what is a 19-12. Peterborough Timbermen lead so far, looking for their first home win of the season.
Ladies and gentlemen, get
and to keep pace.
Tickets ready. We'll have your winning number in just a moment.
In that run for home floor in the playoffs, Rice down in the corner. Thomas goes behind the back. It's Downey all the way back up for Rice again. Martin stepped up to meet the shot and is going to get down to Travis Stotts. Stotts shoots himself. No shot for Ethan Woods, who wanted the crease call against Stotts, and Stotts picks up the rebound. That can do it for the entire power play, although Gasparetti will intercept because, of course, he did, and shoots it off the crossbar.
Gasparetti looking for number 4.
I was just about to say the power play will have its first blemish here for the Timbermen on the day, and that indeed is the case.
5-0-6.
As the Snipers spread the floor here.
6-1-9.
Josh Miller.
And that number is 5-0.
Palace from long distance is late in the clock. I don't think that late for a shot like that. It's Kalaka over the shoulder shot from Palace. Kalaka comes in and takes the shot on Woods as it bounces out to Gasparetti near center. Get the sense and feeling that Timbermen are going to try and slow this right down now, but as they try and pass to the far side, it's intercepted. In comes Tayton Sky His shot wide of the mark. Rebound. Hits it, though.
That's 4 unanswered goals now for the Snipers. The goalie change seemed to spark them. Sometimes that helps in lacrosse. It's not necessarily because your goaltender's having a bad game, because Jackson Longboat certainly was not having a bad game, was just getting absolutely peppered, but changes momentum when you change goaltenders, and a 4-goal run capped off there with Tate and Sky's first of the game.
Well, you could hear the energy on the bench for the first time after that penalty was killed off when they got that possession back.
Yeah, the bench is back into it. They were quiet for a bit over on that Sniper side. Now they realize they're close. They're within reach.
And you even mentioned after a couple of their goals, it was kind of just walk back to the bench and, oh, well, let's get back to the bus perhaps. But, I mean, within 6 here, striking distance, but it'll go back to 7 as it's another goal for the Timbermen.
Yeah, that's a big one from Spencer Corkery. Stops that 4-goal run, gets some momentum back towards the Timbermen side, and restores that 7-goal lead. Lots of time left, though. Snipers are going to look for another quick one. Look for them to get their transition game going. They're not going to be slowing things too much down and having set plays. It's just going to be go, go, go. But that's a big goal from Corkery and the Timbermen.
For some reason, 7 just looks like a bigger deficit than 6. Like, I know it's I know it is one more, but 6 didn't feel like that insurmountable, but 7, especially when there's 20 up on the board, kind of seems like a lot. Here comes Gasparetti, looking to make it more and give him 4.
So right off the ensuing face-off of that Corkery goal, Gasparetti picks up his 4th of the game. And that was a big face-off win. Timbermen winning it cleanly, and Gasparetti just taking right off down the floor. He's able to find that bottom corner. So after a 6-goal Timbermen run, Snipers going a 4-goal run, and now the Timbermen with 2 in a row as the back-and-forth action continues.
Hit from Woods, felled his man.
Timbermen,
and then a shot off the shoulder of Martin down into the corner. Nick Nigro stood his ground in the corner.
That's Corkery from Hartley.
As this will be played to the far side. Miller was calling for that the entire way, as now another pass intercepted, and Parker Stands will slow it down. Gasparetti coming in as the goal-scoring leader for the Timbermen with 9 on the season through those 5 games. You can give him 13 now as they go down towards the crease. Jared Downey on the doorstep as they find Trayton Stye in transition again. Woods there to make the save. And by the way, Dylan Goddard is now tied, I believe, for the league lead in power play goals with 5, as he had 3 coming in and a pair in this game. Ty Cott. Broke out, and that pass, I can't even tell you who it was intended for as it heads all the way down the floor.
An errant pass for sure, and Timbermen will set up. They're yelling every time from the Snipers bench, but that's Cole Hanrahan. I think they've got the wrong guy. He's not known for mixing it up. And he'll head off to the box with Brandenburg. They'll exchange some words on their way to their respective penalty benches. No power play, though. That'll just wipe each other out. Snipers bench still upset, exchanging words with the referees.
Darcy Palace in conversation with the officials.
The officials weren't engaging at all,
and
his final words were
not in conversation with Darcy Ballas. Ben Wittich, meanwhile, still sitting on a pair for Wittich. This is a hard shot in on Woods. Rebound really back.
Each receiving 2 minutes each for the dead ball foul.
Too many here for the Timbermen. Yeah, we should be. Well, they had a guy in the box. Were we 4 on 3?
That penalty shouldn't be up, though, because Six Nations has a 10-minute misconduct, and then they just had the 2 minors that wiped each other out, but it is 4 on 4.
I think Darcy's trying to get himself into the heat of the lobby here.
Yeah, he's on his way.
Since that quarter break, he keeps hearing about that famous coffee at the snack bar, I think.
Yeah, they're plugging that up pretty good. But he's certainly unhappy. And at this point, I mean, when you're down by 8 goals, might as well keep going.
So 4 on 3. As they put it down in the corner for Miller. Danton Miller. Long boot. This is a hefty left side. This Snipers power play. The shot comes from here. Look out, as it does from Longboat. Didn't get all he intended on it, as Sands was right in front of him. And Woods was just going to be content to let it sit in his crease. Sands can't get the bounce past his man, but then it hops away and lands right at the foot of Rice. Off the bench, Corkery. The corkscrew, perhaps, as the shot comes in and saved by Martin.
Yeah, the big man with a big move.
He's got some moves in that big frame. Saw it earlier in the period when he went airborne to score. Horn with a man on him all the way, finds Skylar Thomas off the bench. Be a race for it. Oh.
Right in front of you, Matt. You almost got a souvenir to take home with you.
I would have found a kid to give it to. Got
You're
enough of
a
those
nice
at home.
guy.
Yeah, thanks. Danton Miller, long shot off the face of Ethan Wood. He says he's good. Shot clock resets, and the first offsetting penalties are about to return to the floor. Danton Miller's shot kind of swiped at there by Pallas. Lucky to regain his own rebound. And Miller, speaking of big man with big moves, in on the crease, will score his hat-trick goal.
3 for Miller. And it's a power play goal for the Snipers. Just at the tail end, 25 seconds left in that Timbermen too many men penalty. Miller makes them pay. But 7 goals, just under 8 minutes left to go. They pretty much have to score on every possession now, the Snipers, just to get back into this to tie it up.
Vredenberg pulls this out of the pile with Gasparetti all over him. His shot took him too close to the crease. And it will go back the way of the Timbermen, who are still holding on to a 7-goal lead, 21-14. Closing on an official's timeout territory here in the fourth quarter. Rice across for Downey. Back to Rice. The corner there, Hartley. Rice shot through a defender.
They were giving the ball to Six Nations, but it did go off one of the Snipers' helmets, so that'll give possession to Timbermen.
Which they'll take on the other side of the officials' timeout. Big lead for Peterborough. Just under 7.5 minutes left to go here in regulation. Aaron Woods keeping the ball to the outside. Back to 5-on-5 here with a 21-14 Peterborough lead. Rice has 5 assists in this game, does the captain. Put it to the near side, spinning back Vaughn Harris. No room to work, now gets a screen and picks the corner. Oh my.
That's the hat-trick goal for Vaughn Harris, right through the net. Referee was right there, though. Timbermen reacted. They knew it was a goal. Referee in the right position as well. And they're going to call for the repairman.
I thought that was VAR.
Yeah. Still get some, referees always carry some extra string in their pocket. They'll fix that up. And there's the ejection. Six Nations bench wants to see the hole.
This will be interesting from Darcy Palace. I bet she's going to walk directly to the net and expect it.
That's what he just said. He goes, I want to see it.
I mean, it looked clear from us that this was a goal. And it looked clear from everybody on the floor that it was a goal.
Now he's getting into it with the fans.
Yeah. Darcy's going to get his money worth.
He's looking for a hole that they've already tied up.
It's fixed now, Coach. Darcy's worth the price of admission, isn't he? Even when he was a player.
Yeah.
Assist on the play to 22, Fred Hartley.
But we knew it was coming. We've been talking about it for the last several minutes.
Hartley and Rice.
8-goal lead for the Timbermen after that one. That was the hat-trick goal from Harris.
Sugihara, meanwhile, another face-off win back here for the Snipers. We're down 22-14. That goal that made it 22, Rice getting his 6th assist. Dan Miller from the outside, from way outside, trying to pass that down to the corner. They will get the shot from Josh Miller, who's been sitting on a pair of goals for quite some time now. Way outside, Tyler Van Every.
Van Every from a long distance. Way outside. No one was expecting him to shoot, and he decided to take advantage of having that room in front of him and just unloads a cannon. Sniper still down, though, by 7 goals. That's Van Every's first of the game.
The 11th different Snipers player to score here on the afternoon, putting up 15 goals. Which is still a pretty good number. I mean, that's winnable territory for most weeks here in this league. 15, but
yeah, you usually don't lose when you've put up 15.
When your opponents have 22, usually don't win when you give up 20 or more. Lowe's for Rice, all the way outside. Hanrahan behind the back. What the setup there for Jack McAlpine.
Fantastic pass from Hanrahan. A little no look behind the back. And Jack McAlpine with his first of the game. What a play by Hanrahan, though. Draws all the defenders in by going right towards traffic and then flips it right behind the back. That's McAlpine's 6th of the season. In just his 3rd game with the Timbermen this season.
Jack McAlpine.
Sugihara moves early, giving Bingley the win. We've had 24 different players score a goal here today, Scott.
That's
combined for
quite the
41
stat.
Goals. And Dylan Goddard will complete his hat trick. It seemed like only a matter of time for him. As they're now up to 26. They're trying to push this to 30, I believe.
3 goals for Goddard, 3 hat tricks for the Timbermen. Gasparetti has an extra one on top of the hat trick with a 4th goal. But Goddard the latest to complete the hat trick, and that's going to rack up his stat total to go along with 4 assists that he has in this game.
We're closing in on record territory, I believe, for the Arenalacrosseleague. I don't think anyone's hit 30 in the 4 or 5 seasons that this league has been around. And there's still about 5 minutes left to go here in regulation. Behind the back shot from Josh Miller. Bigley will pick it up and he'll slow things down. Had thoughts of going into the cage with it. Already has a goal. Holden Lowe's does not, however. He's going to stay out for offense. Neither does Aaron Woods. Lowe's tried to shoot straight through Travis Stotts. Couldn't get there. Woods one-handed catch. Trying to turn it into the shoot.
That was a nice effort. He was parked in the crease where he caught it, but yeah, still a great effort.
You know, I've always wondered if you're on the bench, I mean, the guys who don't have a goal in the game know that they haven't scored, but I wonder if the coach does. And now seeing some of the guys who are coming out to play offense, I think they do. And I think they wonder if they're just trying to get guys on the score sheet here. In the late going, already 27-15.
Well, and sometimes it's a respect thing, too, just to get your goal scorers out as a highlight reel marker from behind the net. Will it count?
No, they're calling it crease. Oh.
Speaking of first, that would have been Nation Schultze's first.
Schultze.
What a first goal that would have been for the game.
I mean, we talked about him having a rough game earlier. An athletic play like that, and it comes off the board for his first of the season. Oh, boy. Oh! It turns into Dan Miller's 4th in pretty fashion, the around the world. By the way, scoreboard here in-house was wrong, down to 24-15 now.
Miller has 7 points for the Snipers as he is leading the way on the Six Nations side.
Which I think could be expected, Scott, when you look at the guys who aren't in the lineup and who might step up to fill a hole. I would have Danton Miller, a veteran offensive guy, pegged to fill that role as Schultze goes down hard right in front of us, and he's in a lot of pain.
Just moments after that highlight, what would have been a goal had it not been called back, would have been on the highlight reel, and then just moments later, in a lot of pain right in front of us. And it's right in front of the rest of the crowd, too, so everyone's in silence right now. You never like seeing a player in pain, but when they're right in front of you, just affect.
Well, that's the danger in a game of this, where the score is what it is. You just want to get out without incident, and unfortunately, Timbermen do not do that. Outside shot here comes in on Woods. Already with 1 assist, he's going to find Rice down floor, and Martin will turn that aside. And guess who was sniffing around for a second chance? It's Gasparetti.
Right on the doorstep, looking for his 5th.
Travis Stotts trying to send it right through Parker Sands. That took a bite out of him. Now Bragg looked like he was leading the charge, was looking past the entire way. Couldn't get it to Gasparetti. There's another shot back down the other way, and all these are helping out the numbers for Woods. Late shots. Hopefully trying to up the save percentage. On the outside, Miller put on a show in the late going here, and they found Gasparetti in behind everybody again, goes low, and give him 5.
Transition goal from the Timbermen as Gasparetti picks up speed, had a man draped all over him, but is able to protect the ball, move his stick over just enough to get that shot off. Took a hit just as he shot as well. And that's 25 for the Timbermen.
25-16 here as we close in on the 2-minute warning here in regulation time. Early movement from the Timbermen will give this ball to Andrew Vredenberg and the Snipers. All the way back up top, Paulus trying to work around Martin, rising shot. One caught a piece of the defender. Paulus in all alone again. It's enough time to recover. Take the shot for Paulus to get his second of the game.
Right off the face-off after that Timberman goal, Six Nations able to go down, set up a bit on the offense, and then find the back of the net. They're approaching 20 now.
I was just going to say, Scott, I don't know that there's time for the comeback here, but, I mean, if you can put 20 up, that makes the bus ride, which I believe is the longest bus ride in the league from Six Nations to Millbrook.
It would be.
Going to make that a little bit sweeter. Not going to get it that way, though, as it's passed away to Rice.
Timberman goal scored by number 8,
into Holden Lowe's.
Gasparetti. Assist on the play to the goaltender, Ethan Woods. That's Gasparetti from Woods.
There was a player that passed it up, I thought, to Gasparetti as they give Woods his second assist of the game.
That's Woods. They've got Woods credited with 5 assists. The goaltender, Ethan Woods.
That's Paulus from Palatka.
From the outside, Longboat has been trying to dial that in all game and finally finds the back of the net, his second.
We've seen that heavy shot coming out of the stick of Longboat all night and hasn't made its way to the net too often. When it does, he's only found the back of the net that once. Now he adds his second goal into the game, but he's certainly been unloading that cannon. It was due to pay off once again.
Six Nations goal scored by number 11, Brent Longboat. Assists on the
I think the home PA announcer may have caught Bingley there. Crouched down for the face-off, and the voice was the first sound, and he moved and then had something to say to the official. He's going to pick up an unsportsmanlike penalty.
Timberman penalty, 2 minutes.
That's Bingley's third penalty. As he heads off, doesn't matter at this point in the game.
Number 6, Caleb Bingley.
Only matters towards the Snipers trying to get closer to that 20.
Got to get 2 in a minute here, though, and there's the first one as it comes from Taylor Koloka.
Koloka's first goal of this one, getting the nod into the roster and gets rewarded as the Snipers sitting at 19 right now. That didn't take long at all, right off the face-off, or right off the whistle there on that power play. Bingley will come back out.
Still discussing that last face-off is Bingley. This time they pull it free, and
last minute of play.
Shigahara won it, but then dumped it off.
Lowe's. Scored by number 81,
Lowe's.
Tyler Kalaka.
Back for Woods.
On the play to number 18, Sid Paulus, and number 3, Tyler Van Everett.
Woods and Lowe's keeping it to the outside. Now they work it down in the corner. Hartley, hard shot there. We'll just swat it back into the attacking zone as the shot clock was about to sound. 26.7 left to go. Snipers are going to pull Martin here. They want to put it up to 20. Wide open look for Josh Miller. Stood in, found the one he wanted, and he'll get the rebound as well. And timeout called by the Six Nations bench. Think that 20 doesn't mean anything, Scott?
Less than 15 seconds left to go. A timeout. When you're down by 6 goals, you don't see that too often, but
Hey,
they're
man.
smiling on the Six Nations bench right now. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They just want that 20.
Vince Longboat getting the chance to call plays, I guess. With Darcy Powell's not there, he's gonna use the timeout. Can't take it with you.
Ethan Woods, the goaltender of the Timbermen, he going to walk by the bench. He had some words with them. I don't know if he's saying, "Are you kidding me right now?" or whatnot, but he's been credited with 5 assists in this game. Ethan Woods. He's been firing missiles all down the floor, and now he's going to be forced to stop one here on the final possession of the game to keep the Snipers from scoring 20.
His team has put up 25, which is going to give the Peterborough Timbermen their first home win of the season. They'll move to 4-2. Snipers will drop to 0-5. By the way, our producer and director today is Gary Morrison for the JVI Sports Network. They'll go all the way up top. Brent Longboat taking top spot here. Now they switch with Miller. Give him open floor to fire off the end boards. Woods wants it, and that's about the only thing he hadn't done today was score a goal. Had a quick look, but will run out of time. 25-19 your final, Scott.
Brian Rice, the captain, having a big game. Didn't find the back of the net, but he had 7 helpers in this game. Jake Gasparetti, 5 goals and 2 assists. Goddard and Hartley, 2 goals and 4 assists apiece as the Timbermen pick up their first win in front of this hometown crowd. That was a big one.
Your final score, 25-19 for Scott Arnold, the JVI Sports Network, and the Arena Lacrosse League. I'm Matthew Carrick. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of the action all season long.